Good afternoon, Happy New Year, and welcome to our Launch Your Business Online training for 2019. My name's Evelyn and
My name's Marc.
Yep, and we are the founders of the Healthy Whole Family, which is a business that we've started, and we are both doTERRA wellness advocates, and we're both also registered nurses. Now, it's very likely that we'll be interrupted during this session because we are also the parents to 3 young children, so we just have to roll with that. And we were also going to be doing this a little bit later this afternoon, but as happens with families, you just do it when you can. So we've popped it in now as a live, and if you've got any questions at all, please leave them in the comments or in our event, and I'll also do a Facebook Live later this afternoon just to answer any questions that you might have. Please feel free to also send us a message if you need to know anything. Hopefully you've got a drink. Happy New Year. We've been having a lovely day so far, and we're very happy to share this with you today, given that it's a brand new year and we've got some wonderful goals for our own business this year, and perhaps you do too. Perhaps you are looking to start a business of your own this year with doTERRA. So let's get into it. Now, there is a link in the Facebook event to a download for the doTERRA Build Guide, which is the business overview. And so if you would like to download that to follow along, please feel free. And if not, all you need to do is go, if you do want to, but you haven't got the link there, all you need to do is go to the doTERRA Australia website and find it under the Empowered Success Training. This is what it looks like. You can print it out, and you can also order the guides as a booklet, but we've just got a printed out version here. Now, most people who have a doTERRA business start as a consumer of the product, which is exactly what we did. I started using doTERRA for our family first, and the reason I did was we have got a son who's got some issues with environmental and seasonal threats that cause him some difficulties with his allergies and that sort of thing, and we were really looking for a more natural alternative to help complement what we were also using. And there we go, on cue, our little one has woken up, so Mark's just going to go and grab her. So we use the essential oils to help support our son, but also in using them I found them to have a wonderful emotional benefit for me. I had had our 3rd baby, and I was having some emotional challenges that I really needed support with, and I just found that the essential oils were so amazing and continue to support me on a daily basis. Aside from that, we here she is. This is Edie. She's our youngest, who's just turned 2. Aside from the environmental and seasonal threats and the emotional challenges, we also found that we wanted to create a more low tox environment in our home, and our home just happens to be a caravan. So we've been living in our caravan for a couple of years now, and we just want a more simple life, and with the view to do some travel around Australia, hopefully in 2019. So we've been able to implement the essential oils in so many ways. But a great aside from the essential oil use for ourselves is that we've actually started doing it as a business as well. So Mark and I are both being registered nurses. We are at the forefront of all of the latest healthcare advancements, and we are also at the coalface when it comes to dealing with healthcare consumers, and which we all are. And I guess our greatest frustration in terms of healthcare now is that it's not really a health industry as such. It's more, we're dealing with sickness, and it just seems to be like this constant boomerang effect, or just a revolving door, people in and out all the time. And we're really not finding that we're not getting to the bottom of a lot of people's issues. So we're band-aiding a lot, and we're using a really modern approach. Whereas Mark and I, in our training, particularly Mark, when he was training in his nursing, was really focused on a holistic approach. And we find that these essential oils are the perfect complement to our wonderful Western medicine that we're so lucky to have, but we just love the holistic approach of everything. So we're looking at flipping the pyramid on its head and looking at a more root cause approach to the problems and challenges that people are facing. We also, in our nursing, nursing's a great career. We find it to be somewhat family friendly, but we are looking for something that's a whole lot more family friendly and something that we can work together in, and a legacy that we can build to pass on to our children. So this is where the doTERRA business has come in wonderfully at exactly the right time in our lives, and we both absolutely love it. Wouldn't you agree?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So what we're looking at here, if you open to the first page of your build guide, it's talking about whether, are you ready for financial freedom? And for us, that's something that is absolutely at the forefront of our minds. We are ready to step. We wanted to get out of the matrix. We didn't want to be on that hamster wheel anymore, and that's part of the reason why we live in a caravan, because we just want to do something different and bring our children up in an environment where we can spend as much time with them as possible, because we know how quickly they grow, and everyone tells us that before you know it, they've moved out of home. So what we like to we like to tell a story. A lot of people in doTERRA, and it's in the book as well, about the difference between hauling buckets and building a pipeline. So there's a story about a man who hauled buckets of water for a living, and every day he hauled water from the nearest source to his village, which was miles away. And if he wanted to make more money, he would simply work longer hours hauling buckets. But after many years, he grew weary of hauling the buckets. Then inspiration came. If he used his spare time to build a pipeline, eventually he could be free from hauling buckets. So he laboured diligently for a few years to build his pipeline. And then the day he turned the tap on, everything changed. He successfully created an unlimited supply of water and an improved lifestyle for the villagers and himself, resulting in an abundant financial pipeline. So where we're at right now, where we were at in our nursing career, is that we're, hauling buckets. We are trading hours for dollars. And as much as there is an amazing amount of possibility within our field of nursing, there's still a limit on how far we can progress, and there's also definitely a limit on our earnings. It's also limited time freedom, and I know, when we first started both nursing together at the same time, it was fine when we didn't have kids because we worked in the same facility. We could have our lunch breaks together. Sometimes we'd get a few days off together and we'd catch up where we could. And once the kids came along, we weren't able to do that anymore. Our children aren't in daycare, so it was one of us at home, one of us at work, and the weeks would just roll on, and we'd be working weekends, and trying to get holidays at the same time was really, really hard. So we just found that our time was so limited, and we'd be on our own with the children, whereas we want to be together with the children because that's what's really important to us. The other thing is that when you're hauling buckets, you might be advancing your dreams to a certain degree, but traditionally you're really helping to build other people's dreams. You're working for the man, or you're working for the organisation, and the person at the top is taking advantage of the fact that you're doing all that productivity and making all the money for the company, and then they're the person, and you can never get past that person at the top of the business. Whereas if we flip that over on to the other way, and that is building a pipeline, we're actually able to build true, lasting and residual income, and there are no limits on your advancement and earnings. So with our doTERRA business, the way it's structured, so doTERRA is a direct selling company. It's also known, that sort of structure is known as a multi-level marketing structure. But the wonderful thing about that is that there is no limit to your advancement. So you can have somebody who's effectively under you in the business, and they can easily surpass your rank and earnings dependent on the amount of work that they put in. And that's, when you have a look at the structure of our business and the people who are in our organisation, we can see that there are people who have been able to do that. But the main thing is as well is that it's about people supporting others, and you actually have people supporting you to fulfill your dreams, which is absolutely wonderful, which is not probably what we have necessarily always found in our traditional workplace. You've got the freedom to choose your schedule, and you can build your dreams, and boy, do we have dreams. It's amazing. And the thing is, with our community, we all help support each other to reach our dreams, which is just wonderful. It's such a, doTERRA is such a soulful, authentic business. And in the short time that we have been involved with doTERRA, that has become more and more evident every time we have had something to do with the company. I think it probably really the seed started to be planted for both of us, well, particularly for Marc. I dragged him along to the Australian doTERRA convention last year. And we were both a bit apprehensive, being fairly new to the company. And we were wondering what it was going to be like. But I think after those 2 days, we really got a great overview of what the business is actually about, and the integrity, and it's a really heart-based business. We got to meet see in action a couple of the founders of doTERRA and see how real and amazing they are as people. And that gave us a really good grounding. And then throughout the year, attending different events together, we were able to just have that really brought home that it's exactly the kind of business that we want to be involved in, because it's true, it's full of integrity, and as I said, it really is a heart-based, soulful business. The other thing about it is like creating this residual income that we talk about. If you've got a traditional business, like if you're a traditional business owner yourself, and you'll know how much work you've had to do to put in. I mean, Marc's dad had his own business for many, many years and worked extremely, extremely hard. But if he was to walk away from that business for a few months,
it would basically collapse.
It would collapse. Whereas when you've got this residual income, you can effectively step away from the business for a short period of time, or for a period of time, and it will continue to keep growing, which is amazing. So why partner with doTERRA? So the next page in the build guide talks about this. So doTERRA is actually the biggest essential oil company in the world. It's the most tested and the most trusted. So there's over 4.5 million customers globally. It was founded in America, in Utah, around Salt Lake City. And that's where its home base is now. So if you go onto the doTERRA website, you can actually see the physical structure of the head office and see all of the amazing things that they have planned. But there is this thing that they talk about called the doTERRA difference. So traditionally in a lot of the multi-level marketing structured companies, they lead with a business opportunity. So they think, okay, great, let's do this, let's create this business. Now what are we going to sell? The product sales depend on the opportunity, and you've got to sell the opportunity. Whereas doTERRA has authentic direct selling. So initially they came up with the product. It was the amazing quality, 100% pure essential oils. That's what they were leading with. And then they found that the most effective way to sell those products was to implement this direct selling or network marketing structure. So the products sell regardless of the opportunity. If I wasn't doing the business, I would still be buying the products. So that's something that Marc has had to come to terms with. I said, look, I'll be doing this business and this is how much it's going to cost me and blah, blah, blah. And I said to him, you do realise that even if I wasn't doing the business as well, I would still be buying my products every month because I absolutely love them. And I'm definitely not alone there. That is just you know, you will hear that time and time again from doTERRA customers and people doing their business, that it's the product that has drawn them first, and then the business has come into it and actually created another amazing aspect to their life. These oils change lives, and we are of service to our customers and our people. And that's where the soulful element comes in. So that's, you know, for us in nursing, we are in a service industry. We're in the health industry, and we're serving people on a daily basis. We get to do that now with our doTERRA business, and we get to really connect with our customers and grow beautiful communities. In terms of retention for doTERRA, and so a lot of network marketing companies find a low retention rate because, you know, people come in and buy the product, and, you know, perhaps it doesn't work out. In doTERRA, it actually has a record-breaking retention rate of 65%. So 65% of people who buy the product are going to continue buying the product, which is fantastic. doTERRA's growth is comparable to that of Apple. So it's amazing. It became a $1 billion company in 7 years. As I said before, it's the largest essential oil company in the world. And this really is the optimal timing to start a doTERRA business because of the huge shift in people's thoughts and their desires to get away from that constant, as I was saying before, that you feel like you're on the hamster wheel, not only with your work, but then in terms of your health and well-being. You know, it's just this ongoing cycle over and over again. doTERRA is a completely debt-free company. There's no outside interest or funding, and they have assured us that they will never list publicly. So the reason for that is because we heard one of the founders explain it personally last year at the Australian Convention, and the reason why they will never sell the company, especially or list it as a public company, is because they will lose the control, and they've built it up with that integrity and authenticity, and with the not extreme, but, you know, extremely stringent testing processes in place, the highest quality products, and they don't want to lose that. And they've got, you know, there's 7 founders, and then they've got all of their families lined up to take it on when the time will come. So we're part of a $1 trillion wellness industry. So we are spending so much on healthcare nowadays, but are we actually getting better? That's the question that we have to ask. You know, despite all of the advances in our traditional medicines and all of those things, and pharmaceuticals, that, you know, over-the-counter things, are we actually getting better? No. You know, you could say that we're actually getting sicker, and all you have to do is talk to your friends and family and realise that people are searching for alternatives or things that will complement the things that they're already doing. So doTERRA is led by a diverse team of business, marketing and healthcare professionals with over 150 years of combined industry experience. And the other wonderful thing is that it's only such a small percentage of our households that actually have doTERRA in them now. So in Australia, it's about 2.4% of households have doTERRA essential oils in them. And in New Zealand, it's only 1.1%. So coming in at a time where it's absolutely ideal to be educating people and sharing these amazing oils that can help them in so many ways. doTERRA is a really, really caring company. That was definitely what was really brought home to us when we attended our first convention. It's an ethical and sustainable business, and they are in the business of changing lives. And I kid you not, it's not just lip service, it is 100% genuine. So doTERRA creates partnerships with growers around the world, nurturing developing economies and preserving agricultural traditions through doTERRA co-impact sourcing and the doTERRA Healing Hands Foundation. Now that's a whole other session on its own, and one that I am really, really passionate about. So if you'd like to talk more about that, please let me know. Otherwise, jump onto YouTube and search for co-impact sourcing or the Healing Hands Foundation, and Source to You. That's all available on the doTERRA website as well, and you'll be able to see some of the wonderful things that doTERRA are doing, because a lot of the countries that we source our essential oils from are developing countries. So it's really, really important to make sure that it is an ethical and sustainable business, because that's exactly what they set out to achieve to start with. And a doTERRA pipeline touches many lives. So as you grow your pipeline, other lives are lifted. Every purchase changes growers' lives and their communities for the better. And entire regions and cultures are impacted because you share health and hope. That's pretty profound, and it's a huge call, but if you actually start to look into it, and you can realize that that is absolutely true. We are, Marc and I really wanted to make sure, because I was a little bit iffy about the whole network marketing thing to start with. I had no idea about what it was or how it worked, and I only had the preconceived ideas that we were basically told about what network marketing is and all of that. So perhaps even if it was any other product, maybe I wouldn't even be involved in a network marketing business. But because of the integrity of doTERRA and their mission and their ethical and sustainable practices, it fits me and it fits Marc and our family just so well. So building a doTERRA business, well, success is simple. There are 3 simple steps to build your financial pipeline. So the most successful leaders worldwide have got together and just basically broken it right down and into simple activities, so that they know work and that there's a simple path to follow. So you may or may not have heard of the PIPES strategy, which is prepare, invite, present, enroll, and support. But basically, when it comes down to it, it's 3 things: use doTERRA products, share doTERRA, and teach others. And then the PIPES comes under that. So the most important income producing activities, when you look at all 5 of those PIPES activities, are the 3 in the middle: invite, present, and enroll. And so they're the core income producing activities, which you'll spend 70 to 80% of your time invested in to progress and succeed. And then the rest of the time you can do the preparation and support. But that all really just rolls into it. And all the training modules, reference materials and guides are available for every stage of the journey. And not only that, you've got all of the people in your organisation to help. And there are constantly people running free training events, Facebook Lives, there are Facebook groups, tons and tons of online and in-person resources to help you get started. Our team, the heads of our Australian team are based in Western Australia. That's Vanessa, Jean and Paul Ubbins, and their team is called Team Alchemy. It's a very, very large team, but we've also got our immediate uplines, and we all just lean on each other for support. And also they make sure that all of the things that they're doing are duplicatable. So what they do can be passed on to the next and the next and the next. And, that's the way that we can help train the people under us and become, make sure that we're doing those income producing activities successfully. So down to the nitty gritty, I'm sure that you're really wondering what the possibilities actually are. There's possibilities in terms of lifestyle change, and one of the most important things of that, of course, is remuneration. So what are you actually going to get paid when you start your doTERRA business? Well, I heard a very wise person, which is Hayley Weezy. She's one of the leaders in Australia in doTERRA, talk about it a few months ago, and she said, well, look, you're going to be underpaid for what feels like a long time. You're going to be adequately paid for a short time, and then you're going to be overpaid for there on in. And I really love that, because that's what happens a lot of the time when you're involved in these network marketing or multi-level marketing structures. It can feel like you're doing a lot of work at the beginning for not much at all. But really, it doesn't take long doing those income producing activities to start making some money, and then you just keep pushing on, and eventually you get there, and depending on what your goals are. So the first sort of step in your income level in doTERRA is where you can pay for your product. So we've got like most of these organisations, we've got a ranking structure. So the first rank that really means that you can start to pay for your product is elite. So that's roughly about $365 a month, going by the figures that I have here. Entry level will be less, and if you've been elite for a while and have a good volume, it'll be a little bit more than that. And then there's Premier. So Premier is a little bit more than that. It's maybe roughly under $1,000 a month. And those two ranks there will be where you can pay for your product, and with Premier definitely a little bit more than that. So you're looking at the goals, like what's really possible and what your goals are. So for us, our goals are to replace and multiply our income. To start with, for me, it was definitely to pay for my product, and that's where most people start. Everybody's different, of course, but I think we find that most people, when they start off doing a business, think, well, you know what, it would be awesome just to be able to get my oils for free. So that's where you start looking at building up to be about an elite rank and getting your oils for free. So I started off there. But as I grew to know the company and what it was all about, my goals definitely far exceeded that. So, Marc and I working together, our goal is to become leaders in this company. This business is also based on teams and community and helping others reach goals. So, if you are looking at a particular rank, it's not just about you building all of that yourself. It's about, especially when you reach the leadership ranks, yes, you have to build a certain amount yourself, but then you're looking at taking on people who want to share and build with you and supporting them to reach their goals. Then we move on to being able to supplement our income. So here comes my Benny's finished with our little one. Looking at supplementing your income. So we've got the ranks of silver, gold and platinum. Silver is helping 3 people build up to the elite, which is that first real rank that I told you about paying for your product. And there you're roughly on average earning around about $2,300 a month there or thereabouts. Then you move up to gold, which is about $4,800 a month, and platinum is about $9,500 a month. And by the time you're platinum, it's where you've helped 3 people reach the silver leadership rank. Then replace and multiply your income. So that's where we look at the ranks of diamond, blue diamond and presidential diamond. And presidential diamond is truly a 6-figure per month income. Now, when you hear about these ranks and the earning capacity and all of those things, you think, as if. When I first started it, I thought this has got to be rubbish. There's got to be only a couple of people who will ever get there, until I started meeting these people in person and realising that with hard work and determination, they're actually there. And our market in Australia is growing so fast, and New Zealand is growing so fast. And there are more and more people every month reaching these ranks, and they are able to do things like pay for a holiday, pay their car off, save for a house, pay for a house, bring their husband home from the mines, effectively retire their husband from work so that they can work together. And then it gets on to being able to help other people. So the possibilities are endless. Over time, you will, create that residual income, and there are certain levels. So when I'm explaining this, it's probably good to have a look at it in the guide so that you can actually see. But there are the income from doTERRA is sort of multifaceted. So there is as soon as you start enrolling people, you can earn a weekly income. So if you enroll somebody, with a kit or some oils, then you'll start off with what they call a fast start bonus, which is paid weekly, and that's 20% of the volume of the products that they've bought in dollars. So if you enroll somebody with a home essentials kit, you could, earn probably $50 to $60. And that's not too bad. You're well on your way to paying for your monthly order then. Then there is a Power of 3 team bonus, which, at this stage, talking to you on a live like this is probably a little bit too much to ingest. But basically it is, if you structure your business and it's to the power of 3, you get a bonus. There's a first, second and third level bonus that you can receive every month. Then there's what they call a uni-level bonus, and over time it is the most significant part of your income. Uni-level bonus is paid monthly on team volume outside Fast Start, and you get paid 7 levels deep, with the higher percentage down on those lower levels. So on your 7th level is where you receive the highest percentage of that. And it also dynamically compresses up past non-qualifying members. So if you've got a tree, and if you can sort of imagine people coming down here, and if you've got people who help you qualify for your income and rank, and then there's somebody in there for whatever reason hasn't ordered that month or is inactive or whatever, it will compress up so that can, you don't miss out on that level of your income, which is wonderful. Now, if you want to learn a bit more about the compensation plan, there are plenty of videos on YouTube. I would really recommend watching the most up-to-date ones as possible, especially here in Australia. We've done a lot of growth and development, learning about how to maximise the compensation plan effectively, and so some of the older ones may not be exactly the right thing, or that might be the way to really maximise your income. On top of the uni level bonus, you then get, once you get to Premier, Silver, Gold, Platinum and above, there's a leadership bonus paid monthly as well, which is like a division. It's a percentage of the global income, and that's then split amongst all the ranks. So that's a nice bonus as well. So how are you going so far? Are you keeping up? Hopefully this is really relevant to where you are at the moment and what you want to do. But just for now, we'll just sort of change tack a little bit and talk about what you want to have more of in your life and what we want to have more of in our life. So I just want to let Marc tell you a little bit about some of the things that he is looking forward to as we grow our doTERRA business, some of the things that really drive him to keep going in the business. So what are the things that really sort of have sparked your interest and the reasons for you wanting to do this business?
Well, I suppose the main thing is creating this level of freedom so that we're able to spend more time as a family. I can spend more time with our children. Working as a nurse, we were often ships in the night, passing each other and not seeing each other. And that's one great thing about this business, is that we can work as a team and spend the time with our family. And within the business, we can, as you can see, if one of us needs to spend time with the family, we can, while the other one is still running the business. And I find that fantastic. The other facet for me is, I've been in healthcare for a long time, and I enjoy looking after people. But when I started in nursing, it was looking at a more holistic approach and trying to make people well. We don't seem to be doing that now, and this business, these products, are enabling us to follow down that path, and I find that wonderful. So they're some of the main things that drive me in the business. But plus, there's a great income that can come out of this as well, and that is definitely something that helps drive us along.
Yeah, most definitely. And you can think of so many reasons why you can't do something or why you don't want to do something, and this fly actually has none of that because he's having a swim in Marc's wine. But you only need one powerful reason why you must do something, and then nothing can stand in your way. And for us, we've definitely found that not only do we want to improve our own family's health and wellness, but we are absolutely passionate about helping empower people to do that for themselves. And that is our why. That's what we want to do. And I know that Marc has also mentioned before, once we get to that level where basically, it's a term that's thrown around a lot, but financial abundance, it means that we can then also help people to do things. And Marc has had a passion for a long time because he is a very mad keen fisherman. His passion has been, wanting to help people who aren't as fortunate to go out, especially children, to go out and experience all of those things that we love and that our children are lucky enough to do. And once we get to the point in our doTERRA business where we do have financial abundance, that will enable us to follow some of those dreams as well. So those things really, really drive us, make us show up every day and keep doing what we're doing. So each of us has the opportunity to create and live the life we desire. So with doTERRA, you can build an abundant financial pipeline to allow yourself to be free to give. So the network marketing model, in conjunction with a high quality product or service, presents an unparalleled opportunity for people to thrive. And that's true. The more that you find out about this model, the more you actually grow to love it and realize that it does change people's lives, and it's quite amazing and powerful. So in your life, what would make the biggest impact? Would it be to be debt-free, have a generous savings account, have financial freedom, or be able to give to charity? In terms of your work-life balance, some time freedom, building your dreams, self-improvement or self-development, and financial planning and preparedness. And then being able to do what you love as well on top of it all, due to the fact that you do have the time and financial freedom. Travel, education, service, spending time with family. For us, all of those things apply definitely. And, we often think every day when we get up and we're working on our business, we have that picture in our mind of what our life will be like and what our life is changing into every day that we're involved with our doTERRA business. So the next section in the book is something that is probably better done on a person-to-person level, but you can have a look at it now and set some realistic expectations for yourself. So if you were to partner with doTERRA to get where you want to be, which path is best for you? Do you want to get to the point where you're able to pay for your product and, so that you don't have to worry about where the money's coming from for your wonderful oils and products every month? In that case, you might look at wanting to focus on achieving the rank of elite or premier, and that's achievable within 2 to 3 months for elite and within 6 months for premier. If you want to put in about 3 to 5 hours of work a week and enroll about 2 to 4 people a month, host a couple of classes, and personally enroll some family and friends, you can actually get to there where you're able to pay for your order in that period of time. Then if your path is more to do with supplementing your income, so it might be so that you can go on a holiday, so that you can pay down some debt, buy a new car, pay for school fees, whatever your financial goals are, then we're looking at the rank of silver to gold. So putting in about 10 to 15 hours of work a week, which is a very part-time income, part-time time commitment. You can be earning up to just under, say, $5,000 a month as a gold in 1 to 2 years. So you need to be doing about 2 to 4 classes a month, enroll at least 4 customers and probably 1 builder every month. But, once you get into it, you start to realize that there are different ways to go about it. But this is just a general guideline, don't forget. To commit to personal and professional development and also mentor your growing team. And then if it's replacing your income that you're looking at, and so you're striving towards one of our amazing leadership ranks, for example, diamond rank, if you want to achieve diamond within 1 to 3 years, a reasonable time commitment, is 15 to 30 hours a week, doing at least one class a week, committing to daily personal and professional development and mentoring the team that you are creating under you. And at this level as well, you're looking at helping 4 to 6 people achieve their dreams. And that's where all the real fulfillment comes. So it's not just about you achieving your dreams at that point. It's actually helping other people to get to the point where they're supplementing or replacing their income, which is amazingly satisfying and wonderful. So 3 steps to launch your business. So depending on which pathway you choose, you work out what you want, and we are here to support and guide you. So as I mentioned before about the Empowered Success Guides, we've got the Live, Share and Build Guides, and then the Launch. So if you're looking at wanting to pay for your orders, then the Live and Share Guides are for you. And if you're looking at wanting to supplement your income or then replace your income, the Share, Build and Launch Guides are for you. And they are something that we can definitely, in a more formal or not formal, but in a more one-to-one setting, if you express your interest in building a doTERRA business, that's where we can go through them with you much more thoroughly. The next page in the book is the names list, otherwise known as a freedom list. That's something that's very common to network marketing businesses, and that basically is a list to help jog your memory. It is a list that will help you to invite people to classes and presentations that you want to put on, but the main aim of it is to make you realize that you know more people than you think you do. So one of the common stumbling blocks when people start a network marketing business is that they think that they don't actually know anyone. And the whole point of the freedom list is if you write down the name of every person that you've known since you were born or as a child or as long as your memory takes you back, you'll actually realize that you know a whole lot more people than you think you do. And the idea of it is not to go out and contact every person on that list. You actually then have to filter through and work out who you're going to invite to your classes and that sort of thing, or who you're going to share your oils with. But that is a great exercise just to make you realize that, I've got this. I actually know a lot more people than I think I do, and this is really, really possible. Together, we are rapidly sharing hope and wellness through doTERRA's worldwide movement. And the absolutely wonderful mission of doTERRA is that they want these oils in every home. And it's not because of the money or anything like that. It's the genuine interest in wanting to improve people's lives, because these oils have been proven to change people's lives. And even when you speak to people who use them, you don't need, there's plenty of evidence out there in journals and databases, but even just the anecdotal evidence that you can talk about amongst your friends, they do change lives. They've changed our life, and they can change your life as well. So doTERRA, bringing hope, opening hearts, raising leaders and living dreams. And that's the meaningful work of a doTERRA wellness advocate. And that basically sums it up for us. We are, as I said earlier, we are in the service industry, in health. That is what we do on a daily basis. We go to work to serve others, to improve the situation that they're in, to help nurture them and support them. And this business for us is absolutely the perfect fit. That is the end of our presentation. We hope that you really enjoyed it and got an insight into exactly what a doTERRA business can offer you. I love the new year. I love the amazing possibilities it brings. I love the fresh start. And I just love the fact that, you feel like you're opening a brand new book and you can write whatever story that you want. So if you are interested in partnering with us this year in a doTERRA business of your own, please reach out. Or if it's just that you are ready to bring doTERRA essential oils into your life and see how they can start changing your life now, please reach out to us and we can help you to discover the amazing benefits of them. Today or next week or whenever you want, we offer support to you and your family to use the oils effectively. We can support you, just if you want to use them as a customer, And then, as we said, if you want to share or build on top of that, we're here to support you on that journey. So thank you so much for giving up your New Year's Day afternoon. We have had a wonderful time sharing with you. And if there's any questions at all, don't hesitate to get in touch with us.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, and we are really looking forward to this year being able to do more and more of these trainings and presentations to you, so that we can share with you this beautiful gift that this company has brought to us and so many other people.
Well, it's only brought positive things into our lives.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It's going to be a very exciting year. Have a great afternoon, and we'll see you again soon for our next training. Bye.
Bye.